Good morning. Welcome to Saturday's Early Morning Intuitive Guidance. I had to think there for a minute what day we were on. So, I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, here with some words of wisdom to start your day off well. And we have a really cool card today. Not just the message, but also the visual is pretty cool. So, looking forward to sharing that with you. And let me grab a drink here quick. Looks like someone has popped on. Good morning. Let's see who's here. I'm on a few minutes early today. I actually forgot to set my alarm. Good morning, Nancy. Glad you're here. Welcome. Forgot to set my alarm and ended up waking up right on time anyway. I think it's the German in me. So, yes, good morning, good morning. Thank you for the smiley face. I appreciate it. Looks like someone else has just popped on. Jo Neal. Good morning, Miss Jo Neal. Glad you are here. And so looking forward to sharing this card with you, but I want to do the dad report first. So I was up there early in the morning because most of the docs and the outside docs and nurses do their check-ins, their rounds in the morning early. And we had a couple of days where we missed people we wanted to talk to. So, hello Kennedy, good morning, happy Saturday. So, we ended up going up really early, which was good because we caught more people than we usually do. Good morning, Ruth Ann, glad you're here. And yesterday was a pretty good day. Dad's much more with it. He knows who he is, where he is, not happy about where he is, wants to get the heck out of there, trying to pay off the nurses to let him go home. Yeah, so that's Dad. So we are improving. He walked 140 feet and wasn't quite up for doing their little stair thing, which is going to be necessary if he's coming home. We don't know discharge plans yet, but we have 5 steps to get into this 117-year-old house. So, if this is where he ends up coming, we have to have him be a little stronger than he is right now. The other issue yesterday was tanking blood pressure. They had started giving him his metoprolol, and it's too much right now. So they'll have to make adjustments to meds. I'd prefer they do that while he's still in. Let's get something that's working here, because I'm the one who has to dose him when he gets home. So overall, he's doing well, better, much better. And everyone who comes in is like, you're 90? So that's a good sign. Good morning, Barb. Glad you're here. Welcome. Let's see. Yep, I think I said hi to everybody. If I didn't say hi to Ruth Ann, hello, Ruth Ann. Glad you're here. So let's just start with a little tapping and a little breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more nice deep breath in, out through the mouth. I've been missing the breath lately. When things are flying around, you kind of do the freeze up, do what you got to do, and so I'm really making a concerted effort to get the breath back in there nicely and deeply. So, a couple other things. Let me think. They were just there. I missed my mind. It was a really good mind. Good morning, Abigail. Glad you're here. Welcome. It was Diane's, I keep calling it her Medicare birthday yesterday. So we went out to dinner, had a wonderful time, sat in the park for a while. At dinner, we decided to sit outside because it was so beautiful. And most of the tables outside, we went to Fratello's, were full. So we could see that the, I don't know if they were hornets or wasps. They were not bees. I know that. Were a little active around, like, people had sodas or mixed drinks or whatever. So we stuck to water because, yeah. But when we got to dessert, of course, the flying winged ones wanted part of our dessert, so we were covering it up with napkins and sneaking a bite, and covering it up with napkins and sneaking a bite. But there was one poor woman, assuming she had hairspray and perfume on, and they loved her. So, yeah, it was quite interesting, but it was a lovely, lovely meal, and I think we celebrated well. So I don't get to have that milestone until May, but I think that will be fun to go celebrate. So, our card deck for today. We haven't seen this one in a while. The Lightseers. The Lightseers by Chris Ann. And again, she's got a half moon on her head, and her eyes are looking through her eyelids. Like the intuitive wisdom sense of sight. And as I opened this card deck, the book, I went, oh yeah, I remember how little this writing is, so I will do my best. But here's our pretty card for today. It is the Eight of Wands. I just think that's such a pretty image, and it fits lovely with the words. So it came out right side up, but I'm going to read both the Light Seer side and the Shadow Seer side because I think it can inform our practice. Light Seer, speed, velocity, travel, making split-second decisions, an upcoming positive resolution. I liked that part. Haste, good news. The Shadow Seer side, instability, delays, unfocused energy, and lack of direction. Burnout, a tendency to hesitate. So here's the part where it's speaking directly to us. Action. You know those moments in life that feel like a sprint? This type of speedy energy is at play. It's inspirational, it's fiery, it's positive, and it's now. If you have a gut feeling that needs to be acted upon, listen to it. With all of this movement, avoid being swept along by an unpredictable tide by having clarity about your desires and direction. Now, clarity is a word that has popped up for us over and over and over recently. So again, it can be, let's take a moment here, energize your hands on your heart, take a breath, let it go. I want you to just close your eyes for a moment, not if you're driving, and just ask, what do I want? What do I want? What do I need? Listen. Breathe. And what do you get? For me, the one and only thing that popped up was clarity. Not surprising at all, given that we are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 5 days into this little hospital odyssey with my dad. Clarity. We want clarity. What's needing to be attended to? What are the next steps? What can we expect? What do we need to be aware of? All the things. So we keep filling up his message board with all the questions. And when we get one set of questions answered, we move on to the next one. So one of the things is they have some blood and urine samples percolating, and I believe today we may have some answers on that stuff. So that'll be useful. Let's see, where are we here? Having clarity about your desires and direction. Harness this beautiful window of swift opportunity. Let me say that again, I like that. Harness this beautiful window of swift opportunity. In shadow, the Eight of Wands suggests that there is a sticky energy influencing your situation. You want to move, but act. If your foot's not stuck in the mud, then it's locked. You've locked your keys in the car. Am I right? If you're fluctuating between having a tendency to hesitate and running so fast that you're burning out, it's time to, and these are the words that I chose for the title for today's YEMIG because they really resonated for me. It's time to bring some balanced momentum into your propulsion. Balanced momentum. Yes, it is hard to get complete clarity. Excuse me. But what's our best plan right now moving forward? Give us some ideas. And it might be this, this, or this, and these are the variables we're looking at to get there. Just communicating more. Think out loud. I want to say to some of these doctors, think out loud. Let us hear your thought process. Now, for my sister, who's been in the medical field for 40 plus years, she's used to dealing with those who don't speak what they're thinking. I, on the other hand, being in the psychological field for 40 years, have been encouraging people to think out loud for 40 years. So it's a little different way of approaching it. Both of them have proven valuable. One of the things I would say is, if one of your people ends up hospitalized and you have no medical background, get yourself an advocate, a nurse advocate, a retired doc, whoever, someone who understands this lingo and can help you get answers. Because even if you ask them, tell me what that means, what does that word mean, or what does that acronym mean? They love acronyms. It doesn't necessarily tell you the thought process. Okay, so you're monitoring whatever output. What is that going to tell you? What's that going to do for us, right? And be willing to ask the questions. Yes, there are the doctors and the nurses who don't like that. They want you to just let them do their thing. Sorry, not okay. This is my person. I am this person's advocate. You will tell me things. So, but most of them are more than, yes, advocates are invaluable. There's a nurse advocate, she's retired, nurse advocate in Green Bay, who I just found to be the most brilliant, insightful, helpful. I hooked her up with a lot of my patients because when you have a person with a mental health issue and something goes wrong physically, the mental health issue usually gets exacerbated. So if they are depressed, they are more depressed. If they are anxious, they are more anxious. If they're trauma-based, they are more trauma-based. So they need the person who understands all those things and understands the medical system to help them move through it. Definitely, I don't give a shit how much it costs. Well worth it. Well worth it. Okay, so I think we're still in reverse here. Let's see what else it says. I'm going to go back to that sentence. If you're fluctuating between having a tendency to hesitate and running so fast that you're burning out, it's time to bring some balanced momentum into your propulsion. Consistent movement that feels right in your heart is the best place to start. Could one of you put that into the feed, please? Consistent movement that feels right in your heart is the best place to start. Now that even rhymes. How lovely is that? One more time. From the top. Consistent movement that feels right in your heart is the best place to start. So now we're back here. And here is the affirmation that the card deck has. It's go time. I fall into the flow of this quickening energy and I swiftly face my desires head on. I personally like the other one better. Consistent movement that feels right in your heart is the best place to start. So, for today, periodically, if some of you, when we did the little energize your hands and go within and listen, if you had crickets and it's like, well, I ain't getting nothing here, fear not, fret not. Do this over and over and over. Keep asking, because that deep inner wisdom at some point may say, hey, maybe she's serious about wanting to know what's on the deep level. Ask. Not yet. They've mentioned it, but not yet. So, but I know how hospitals work sometimes. Thank you, Abigail. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. And I do not want us going, and I won't allow us to go from, yeah, we're thinking this, we're thinking that, okay, time to discharge. Wait a minute. Where's the brake pedal on this thing? So I feel like the three sisters as a group, Marty can't be up there. He's still sicker than a dog, and we don't need that around Dad. Or any of these other recovering people. I think the three sisters, each of us brings a different perspective and a different approach to this process. And so we've got it pretty covered well in terms of asking the questions that need to be asked, working with the different personalities that are in the room, assisting Dad in working with them. So yesterday when the physical therapist came in, I looked at him and I said, okay, she's the one you have to show off for. She's the one you need to let her see how much you can do. Thus, the 140 feet down the hallway. Because he knew if he shows off for her and he's doing well, it shortens the amount of time he's going to be there. So, we're working this from a whole lot of angles. And I think we're getting there. So, what I'd like you working from a whole lot of angles is this balanced momentum thing. What's my next step forward? If I have the clarity of this is where I'm heading, unless the universe intervenes and says, nope, we want you over here, that's where I'm heading. What are the steps I can take to get there? What is the next best step? Consistent movement that feels right in your heart is the best place to start. I'm going to put that one on a 3x5 card and plop it on my desk, because then when I'm feeling overwhelmed, which seems to be part of this process, focusing on that statement will help me step back and go, okay, just the next best step. That's all I got to do. What's the next best step? So, I hope you all have an awesome Saturday. We'll see you again tomorrow morning. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.